Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. I just made a whole 20-minute video without the sound. So now, take two. That upsets me when that happens, but it is what it is. Okay, so this morning, I wanted to go over a few things. Now, I know that after Trump is all done and over with, what is my channel going to look like? I don't know yet, but what I wanted to share with you this morning is a few tools that I have learned along the way in order to keep your vibration up and out of the gutter, right? One of my assignments, and I've been using this for a while, one of my assignments is to sit down and meditate. And when you meditate, you're going to meditate about anything, any thought that comes in your head, you kind of examine it. Like a thought come in saying, I don't like my work. And so, I'm just making up stuff. And a thought comes in, I don't like my work. And then you sit there and meditate as to why. Well, get down to the core reason of what's going on, right? You kind of get in there and then you kind of do that and you work through all of those thoughts because not every thought is true. Don't believe all your thoughts. You don't know where they've been. So what happens after that is then you sit down. The second part of that is you sit down and you ask Source to tell you what Source believes about you, how Source sees you. And I sit there and I meditate, and whatever comes in, it usually comes in a poem form for me. So I wanted to share a couple of poems that I have received recently. It talks about, as a child, I had a rough time, or even growing up, I would always walk into a room and I would pick the actual energy of the room, and 9 times out of 10 people have masks on. 9 times out of 10 they're hiding something. 9 times out of 10 they're pretending and acting, right? So I would go in with actual energy of the truth and I would start acting like that as in the truth, and people just kind of like shoved me away. They like, I don't want you. And so I've learned that people treat you out of their own experience, right? It has nothing to do with you. They don't see you as Source sees you. They only can see you through their own experience and their own judgments and who they are. So, because if you would see another person as Source sees them, you would only give them love, acceptance, patience, inclusive, always bring them into the fold. You would never shove out, ever, because Source doesn't do that. So here's one of my meditation and a couple of poems, and then we'll get on to it, okay? I promise. A couple of poems that I had, it says right here, I asked Source, how do you see me, Source? And the poem that came through is, you were made from the same fragrance I gave a rose. I love you equally as I love the rose. I see you equally as I see the beauty in the rose. I gave you everything that you need to bloom. If others do not see your silky petals, your wonderful smile, your spirit inside, they cannot see theirs either. Therefore, I have given you the everlasting power to shine bright and give hope. Wow, wasn't that beautiful? And then I asked Source about circumstances. I always, in the past, I was very, very, very adamant about changing this, changing that, changing this, changing that, changing this, changing that. And Source has given me another perspective, and it talks about a tree. It says, a beautiful tree grows exactly where they are planted. It does not say to itself, I wish I had gotten a better spot. It says, I will make this spot beautiful. And it reaches for the sky, and the sun shines down, and giving everlasting love and soil, nourishes the roots, and the air encompasses the tree to let it know that Source is always there. So grow where you're planted. Right? And I think this is maybe the direction of what my channel is going to go after the orange pumpkin is out of office, once that political stuff and and we kind of get back to normal. But isn't that beautiful? If somebody else is treating you badly and shoving you out or blocking, you know what I mean, excluding you from something somewhere, it is because they can't see their own beauty inside of them is the reason why they can't see yours. So stay high vibrating, right? And I'm just going to list the vibration levels that you should stay to. Because low vibrating people place judgment, you know, just like we do with Trump. But low vibrating, you every day and day say low vibrating people vibrate with depression and powerlessness, shame, grief, guilt, fear, unworthiness, insecurities, hatred, rage, jealousy, anger, blame, worry, disappointment, overwhelming, impatience, irritation, and frustration, you know, boredom and apathy. That's how low vibrating people go. So in order to stay high vibrating, these are the things that we achieve for: acceptance, contentment, hopefulness, optimism, belief, knowing, positive expectations, enthusiasm, passion, empowerment, appreciation, joy, and freedom. Unconditional love is one of the highest vibration acts you could have, and the highest after that is enlightenment. So unconditional love brings forth your own happiness. So can you only imagine what it feels like to be in in the White House, underneath that low vibrating person? That has to be absolutely unbearable. But anyways, all right, so enough of that. Thanks for indulging me. Okay, let's go into two things. I'm going to read on how Trump treats women, his wife, not just women, his wife, and his partners, and then we're going to do the daily description of 45. So somebody wanted to know how he treats his wives. So let's get to that and see if he does become abusive or whatever. And we already know he probably dangles money in front of them. He offers, you know, a good life, and he's probably the good boy in dating. And then of course it goes south, right? He can't keep up that facade for long, and then the women he's already captured in his net finally figure out that he's not what he offered. I'm positive. Okay, let's see what he has. Oh yeah, this represents who he is, right? This is like the Six of Swords, which is, you see the storm in these here, and he's going after her, and she's running away, relocating, so she's running away. That's how he goes after with anger and with them. He goes after anger. So if they do something wrong, that's how he treats them, is with explicit anger. And this one right here kind of represents the Hierophant, which is expectations, high expectations. You know, you think about if he's a priest, and then, you know, this person that's sitting right here, you know, the high expectations of being in religion, where you have to meet each and every, you know, level of whatever in a church. This is how he treats his women. You have to behave a certain way, act a certain way, dress a certain way. Don't talk to me that way, or you get the wrath. Or you get the wrath. Let's see how he came in. Oh, he came in offering the world. He comes into the relationship offering the world. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I'm a great catch. I'm a great catch. He comes into the relationship offering the world. And then she believes him. She believes him. She believes that everything he is offering is wonderful. And he presents himself as the best choice out there. I am a great catch. I am a great catch. Let's see. And then they get married, and then he traps them into getting married. Traps them into getting married. So what happens after they get married? Oh yeah, he becomes an ass. I mean, a jerk. See? He is hunted. He's the hunter. He's hunted his prey. He's hunted his prey. Then he goes into contemplation and tricks, and he goes into, like, how does he do it? He plays games with them. He plays games. I'm clever, plays games. Abundance. So what this tells me is, if she does anything wrong, he removes the money. He manipulates her with money. And then she drowns. Literally. He's the facade. We're happy, but this is actually the truth. We are happy, but this is the truth. And then Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords running away. She wants to get out. She wants to get out. Running away. So he offers everything, the world, everything's good, but it doesn't say, oh yeah. Then he starts to torture her. Let's see what this one is. Then he starts to cheat. You see how this, in these cards right here, this is a cheating. This is lovers, but this is a cheating. See the girl right here watching the lovers cheat? He starts to cheat. Because he's unhappy. And then the devil shows up. He gets cruel. He gets really cruel. Ladies, he's a catch. And of course, right here, he tries to fake it and represent happy family. That's what he tries to do. Oh, he's such a catch. I think he gets cruel. I don't know if he gets into physical abuse. Let me see. Would he ever hit his wives? Queen of Pentacles. Cleverness. They just try to get out. She wants to get his money. They end up with that. Would he ever... I don't know. See the mob going after her and she's trying to get away? He's going after her with fire? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. I can't say if he would get physically and hit, but I can see him becoming the devil in the relationship and see the chains and and start just being absolutely cruel in the relationship. That's how he ends up being. And he does it all to himself, right? Because he comes in angry at women. He comes into the relationship already angry at women. So, all right, let's get down to his daily. I hope everybody has a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And stick around the high vibrating people who know their worth. Because if they know their worth, they're going to know your worth. Right? That's the absolute truth. We're not supposed to treat everybody, as in trash. You're not worth anything. That's not how we're supposed to treat people. Okay. I hate that card. The money coming up. Okay. This is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, tolerance and empathy. That's how they're treating him. Then we have the Knight of Pentacles, which is lifestyle change. And he still wants out. He's praying for it. Please get me out of here. All right. The Moon. Change. Worry. Playing the games. Queen of Cups. That's interesting. Healing and support. Maybe he's going to the doctor. Isolation. And the Two of Cups. Personal marriage. Playing the game. Please. His marriage is going bad, bad, bad. All right, I'm going to throw a few more cards on here. Playing the game, contemplation. This is the Knight of the Page. Praying eyes, praying for truth, praying eyes, truth, gossip, spies, praying. Oh, he's getting sick. And then the Five of Swords, the abusive relationship. He's getting sick. Yeah. You know, this one right here, absolutely, it represents a Hierophant, but it's a comfy, the traditions, playing the games with the traditions. Get me out of here. They're trying to figure out how to get him out of there without. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. So it sounds like he's the moon. He's getting sick. He's getting sicker. Seriously, because the compassion shows up because of doctors. Doctors are showing up. He's getting sick, and they're trying to, figure out how to get him out of there with the money, and they're worry about how it's going to happen. Isolation means, isolation because of the abuse. The Five of Swords, the abusive relationship, the isolation. They can't take it anymore. They just cannot take it anymore. And the moon is change. And in good circumstances, trust in intuition, trust our intuition maybe, because he's playing the game. He's playing the game of chess with everybody. He's playing the game. And then the Two of Cups is proposal and marriage, but the Hierophant shows up where it's, traditions. So there's his marriage is tanking, proposal, isolation, and his marriage is tanking. He's getting sick, people. This is doctors showing up to take care of him. And he's abusing everybody around him. And the Hierophant, praying for his last rites type of thing with Melania. Melania is just gone. She's over it. She's over it. Interesting. All right. A couple more and then, because I want to know. Oh, gosh, his money. Infestation shows up. Oh, here we go. Judgment. Judgment shows up over here. That's interesting because when judgment shows up with isolation, this has a lot to do with prison and jail and getting caught. Judgment and isolation usually means prison, like you're going to be taken away. And then abusive relationship. If I put these together, abusive relationship, judgment, and isolation. Abuse of power, judgment, they're coming after you, and isolation. Either he's leaving soon, like isolation, he's getting out of the White House, or jail time. That's fascinating. And then his money is frozen up. Okay. All right. See you later, guys. Thanks. Have a great Friday and weekend. I will see you Sunday at 9. Is it 9 a.m.? 9:30? Oh, gosh. Hang on a second. Let me get that correct. Sunday is... That's interesting. I thought I put it down here. I think it's at 9 or 9:30. I thought I put it down on my calendar. What happened? My goodness. Anyways, I do know that I think it's 9:30. Anyways, you'll get a thing pop up as to let you know, and where I'm gonna be on a live with Scott Allen. If you haven't checked them out, go check them out. But we're going to do a live, and I have tons. I have about 20 questions from everybody who sent in questions, which is beautiful. And we're going to go through them as much as we can, right? Because sometimes you kind of get distracted. But we're going to definitely do that on Sunday morning. It's coffee with Sheila and Scott. So I'll see you then, guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks.